What's happening, sports fans? We welcome you back to another Prep Insider. Christian Pedersen, joined this time by Edgar Salazar from SD Prep Track, because we told you he'd be back, and it is now the finals time. We've had a bunch of championships going on for all sorts of sports, and that does include the cross-country season, which we have a fair amount of high-end talent coming to the conclusion of their senior years. And so I am looking forward to maybe potentially there being some tension and drama headed into this final weekend as to, who's going to take what spot on the podium. So Edgar, we got guys, girls, teams, all sorts of different titles to be figured out in the next week. Give us maybe let's start on the guys side. Give us a little rundown of what interests you, maybe what to expect, maybe what not to expect.
Sure. So on the guys side, Division One, we have 5 divisions in cross country: Division 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First, Division One boys. I think the favorite right now is probably Otay Ranch. Um, Otay Ranch is a little bit different than your typical cross country team that we've seen in current years. They don't really have a front runner, which is someone that is leading up in the front by a large margin. They tend to run in a strong, solid pack, which is going to be super beneficial for them come Saturday. So I think Otay Ranch is a favorite to win Division One boys. Patrick Henry should not be overlooked though, because they do have three men that have already gone under 16 in the 5K. Division Two boys. Mount Carmel, definitely the favorite in that race. Grossmont would be second place, close behind. Division Three boys, Cathedral Catholic, I think, is the favorite in Division Three, and Hilltop High School, actually from South Bay, should be in close contention for, if not the first place, at least a top 3 finish and a berth to state. Division Four boys, Sage Creek takes the title. Should not be that difficult for them. They are the strongest team in that division as of now. Division Five, this one's going to be a good race. It's going to be between Francis Parker and Santa Fe Christian. Both teams ranked in the top 5 at the state level for Division 5, so it's going to be an excellent race, trying to see who can hold the crown for San Diego heading into the state championship.
Again, if you guys want to find any of this information in depth, you can follow Edgar at SD Prep Track on Twitter, on Instagram. Continue, please.
Yep. On the girls' side, Division 1, Del Norte has to be the strongest team for Division 1 as of now. I don't see a situation in which Del Norte doesn't maybe doesn't win it, but I don't see a situation where they don't qualify to the state meet. Their team is just so strong right now. Division 2 girls, I'm going to go with Poway High School. Poway High School, a solid 1-2 duo between Tessa Buswell and Mackenzie Rogers. Mount Carmel should be close behind for that second berth to state. Division 3 boys, Division 3 girls, Cathedral Catholic, no contest. They're ranked number 1 in the state for Division 3 right now. They finished runner-up in 2019 at the state meet, so they're trying to capitalize on that performance and all the performances that they've had this season. So Cathedral Catholic is my pick for Division 3 girls. Division 4 girls, again, Sage Creek, strongest team in that division, shouldn't be that hard for them. They went 1 through 7, so they swept Division 4 CIF sectionals in 2019. They have a little bit of competition from an individual from La Jolla High School this year, Kira Fisk, but still Sage Creek will, I assume, top everyone in Division 4, leading to a rather easy pass into state. Division 5 girls, Francis Parker again and Santa Fe Christian again. So the same 2 small schools on the boys' side as the girls' side. This time, I think Francis Parker girls will be able to top Santa Fe Christian girls.
You mentioned on both the sides the Division 5 race being a small school battle royale. I'm curious what you're able to lean definitively on that girls race that you think Parker's got the edge, but on the guys race you seem a little less sure. What is maybe something that people can look for in terms of a determining factor come game day, come race day? What usually in these instances ends up being the deciding factor? Is it one single guy or girl up at the front setting the pace? Is it that the team doesn't fall off in the middle? What do you think is going to get these teams the championship edge?
You're talking for the Division 5 boys, correct?
Yeah. For both of them. I mean, you because it's the same schools, both small schools. Right. It just seems like it's really interesting that one of those races you'd be able to call more definitively than the other.
Right. Yeah. So the girls Francis Parker team, they just have, from what I've seen, this whole season as their progression has gone. They just have faster times. That's really what it is. They just have faster times than Santa Fe Christian, which is why I think Francis Parker girls will be able to edge out Santa Fe Christian girls on Saturday. Um, but on the boys, that is a completely different story because Francis Parker does have the fastest, uh, one of the fastest Californians on their team. In fact, Kenan Paula from Francis Parker is currently ranked ninth in the nation. So he's going to be front running for Francis Parker. So that's already a huge advantage for them. But Santa Fe Christian can counter that because they have the best 1-2 punch in all of San Diego with Mark Tremmel and Alex Babowski. So they're going to go. I think this is how it's going to play out. Kenan Paula takes the win. Mark Tremmel in second. Alex Babowski in third. So Francis Parker, Santa Fe Christian, Santa Fe Christian. Third place, I think, will also go to Santa Fe Christian, or excuse me, fourth place will also go to Santa Fe Christian, I think, with Thomas Brown. And fifth place, I think, will go back to Francis Parker with York Bourgeois. Um, from there, it's really who shows up to race because their times are so close. Like, Francis Parker might have a better 2 miler than Santa Fe Christian, but Santa Fe Christian has a better 3 mile or 5K time than that Francis Parker guy. So after the top five, it's really up in the air, and that's why I can't tell you definitively who's going to win or who's not going to win.
Where are these races being held?
So all of these races will be held on Saturday at Morley Field, and I think the first one starts at 8:30 a.m. and the last one at 1:30.
How fast does Morley Field race compared to where some of these teams do their normal competitions throughout the year? Is this a little bit slower track, a little bit faster track? Do people like running Morley Field? Are we going to see good positive times?
Um, I think we will because see the thing with Morley Field is that it's used so much throughout the year, but it's used in very different ways. So Morley Field, I think there's four, maybe five meets that are held there, um, but each meet has a different course, right? So you go through the same terrain, but you just go through it in a different order to the point where you think you have a huge hill coming up on the first mile, and it turns out you don't run that hill until like the last half mile. Um, so it really depends on what course it is. I personally believe the CIF course is one of the easier courses to run at Morley Field. So I think we will see some rather fast times. I think biggest the biggest thing that we're looking forward to here at Morley Field is seeing if any of the boys can go under 15. Now, Ken and Paula already ran 14:58 at Morley Field in the 2.95 course for the Mount Carmel Invitational. And like I said, this is, I think, easier than the Mount Carmel course. So I'm excited to see if maybe him and Mark Trammell can both go under 15 at the CIF on Saturday.
That feels like an exciting day, getting two guys under 15 at the CIF championships. Just a reminder, if you want more coverage, Edgar Salazar from SD Prep Track is going to be there. Yes. On the weekend.
Yeah, we will be there. We're going to actually be there the whole day. So we're going to start from the first race to the last race.
You can follow them at SD Prep Track on Instagram. They'll have more great coverage all weekend long. And then we will get you back for some state, because it sounds like you have a couple of people, Kenan and Paula included, that are you've circled them for successful runs, no pun intended, past the section level. Edgar, thank you so much for joining us, folks. Please go toss them a follow. We really appreciate all the hard work you guys are doing here in the San Diego high school sports community. We'll talk to you again next time, sports fans.